What's up, everyone? I'm Matt with Ozark Overland Adventures, and this is the Kraken. Not that Kraken. This is the epic Kraken tire inflation system. And what it is an under-seat mount for the passenger side of a Wrangler or a Gladiator for the ARB twin air compressor. ARB twin air compressor not included, but necessary. I don't think this works with any other air compressor other than the ARB twin, though I'm sure someone's going to try to make it work with something else. But we do have the ARB twin air compressor and have been anxiously waiting for the Kraken tire inflation system to arrive so that we can get this installed in my wife's new Wrangler. The kit includes this very nice aluminum plate. You mount the air compressor to the plate. The plate then goes under the front passenger seat. It includes a spot for your switch, what they actually give you their switch with the little Kraken logo on it, which I think is pretty cool. Places for the hoses on the passenger side. It includes this bracket, which goes on the driver's side and has a place for the hose on the driver's side. And then in the handy dandy little bag with extra pockets and all kinds of cool stuff in it, you get these hoses. And you get one for the passenger side and one for the driver's side, and some really nice valve attachments so that with the ARB twin air compressor you can air up all 4 tires at once, and makes it a very nice clean install. And it's just a very nice simple tire inflation system. It's actually a pretty straightforward installation. You just mount the compressor to this, you mount this under the passenger seat, you run some wires, and I mean, that's about it. So we're gonna get this done. Ozark Overland Adventures is proudly supported by the More Expo, the Midwest's #1 adventure travel consumer expo. Artemis Overland Hardware. They have one of the largest selections of overlanding gear available. Big Iron Overland Rally, where Overland Expo meets Music Festival. Long Creek Overland, your source for Ozark Overland Adventures merchandise and more. Outback RV of Texas, the best place for overland adventure trailers. And Moon, makers of the Moonshade portable awning. The first thing we're going to do is mount the ARB compressor to the Kraken. And you use the included hardware that came with the ARB compressor. And boom, that's done. You do want to make sure you are mounting the air filter, air intake on the back side of it. And you take this T-fitting, which is supplied by Epic Adventure Outfitters, and this goes right in there. I also need to loosen our manifold adjustment just a little bit, so this can be rotated down there out of the way. Super easy. This goes in there so it kind of pops in place. This side goes here. There you go, until it just kind of pops in place. Then you'll run this under the center console to the driver's side. All right, install time. To undo the seat, you just use the little T50 socket that comes with the Jeep and their handy dandy little toolkit. You just lift the seat back, and the Kraken's going to sit right back here in this spot. Now that that's kind of in place, we run the wires and the hoses. Let me show you what I'm doing to run the hose over to the other side. I've actually got our old antenna from the factory and just pushed it under the seat. Came right through that slot there. Then I'm gonna just use some tape and tape the hose and then pull it through. Before you run the wires, you do have to crimp on some terminal ends, which is supplied by Epic, which is fantastic. Thank you so much for that. And so I'm just gonna give me a little extra wire here. Two black wires get crimped together because they're both grounds. And they actually make it very nice because they're shrink wrap. And I don't have a heat gun, so I just use my propane torch. There. Get the other two. I try to do these install videos in the mornings, but I had to do another one this morning. And as you can hear, school's out, kids are next door playing basketball. And there's a lot more traffic on the street now. So apologize for all the background noise. One small thing that you have to do to run the wires because of where they pass through is you just remove that. You take a paper clip. I've actually got a iPhone SIM card removal tool here, so I'm just using that because it was handy. And pop that in there, remove the wires from each one. Pretty easy to remember. Black goes first, then solid red. There's a little black mark on that one. Then solid red for this one, and then black and white for the second one. And then actually this one is also black and white. I'm going to put a piece of tape on it to remind me that it goes next. Where's my tape? There it is. I'll put this piece of tape on it just to remind me where it goes. There we go. And then this little ground wire. Goes. Comes right out. All right, there we go. Super simple. I'm gonna do like I did with the hose and use my antenna. You can just use a coat hanger. It's usually what I use, but this was sitting around handy, so. And then just tape that to that. Use that to help run this wire down here out of the way to where I need it to go. So what I'm doing here is just running the wire along the frame, and then it's going to go right up through the drain hole. That's where the drain plug is, and it's just going to feed right up there. There we go. So what you're going to do is you're just going to take a sharp knife, and I'm just going to cut an X in that portion of the grommet for the drain hole, and then run my wires up to it. And then I'm going to take some Gorilla tape and tape that up real good, and that should work. So that rubber is actually a lot thicker than I thought it was. So I managed to get a hole in it, and I'm going to use just these needle nose pliers just to spread that out and try to get these up in there, because I would like for that to be as tight of a seal as possible. So we'll see Let's see if I can do that. Let's go this way. I don't want to break any of those either. There's 3 of them. Come on. Come on. There you go. There's 4 of them. See if I can get that one in there. Bingo. Now, let's see if I can. There we go. All right. Yeah, that's a good. I think that's a good seal around that. I'm glad I just could have slid it through instead of actually cutting it. There. Now we'll put the grommet in place. All right. And then we're going to take some Gorilla Tape and then just secure that down so it doesn't flop around at all or have a chance to really move. Let's go right there. There. Got it. All right, then we just need to put this back together in the right order. There we go. Each one will kind of snap in there. Bingo. And this was that next to last one that I put the tape on. And finally, a little ground wire. Everything is back together. Perfect. And that is going to connect to that. Bingo. Done there. Now we just gotta do the switch. Now for the switch, they actually provide the appropriate wiring harness for it. And you just connect, let's see, purple there. The wiring diagram is in their instructions, which are quite detailed and nice. And then the red goes there. And then the black goes there. And then that switch connects to the ARB switch. And then they actually give you a handy dandy little tool to get the ARB switch off. Bingo. And then you take their switch, which is right here, and that goes just like that. Bingo. Now you've got their switch. And you just run the switch through here and press it in place. Bingo. Then connect the switch to their connector. And it's just that easy. It's a little difficult to get to everything with the snorkel, but the ground is going to go right there to that grounding post. If I can get this nut off without dropping it and losing it forever. I could take this off, but I don't want to. Got it. Oh. Put that to there. Yes. Forgot I had a ratcheting 10mm. Would have come in really handy about 5 minutes ago. All right, before I bolt anything back up and hook the hose up to the other side, Kara is gonna do the honors and see if it works. It does. Yeah. It does, it does. I did it. Now on the driver's side, you put this plate, and all you gotta do is unbolt this, slide this right there, and then bolt it back together. So before I do that, I wanna take my hose and come under. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in, like that. There, and that goes right there. I got the carpet back in place, so now it's just a matter of getting this line back up and bolting it back together. It shouldn't be too difficult, I don't think. For the back, this is when you can just make sure this is lined up with the holes and drop them back in. Here's a little tip that I came up with if you're using the Mopar rubber floor liners that actually fill in the drain plug and then you put the factory plug here. So I took the plug out of this, used that for the floor, and then I just took a sharp knife, cut this off, and so I can still put this back in here. That fits flush. And then I just went to my local Jeep dealership, bought another one of these for $6. That goes in there, and boom. Everything looks the way it did before.
Now that we have the Kraken installed, let me just show you how easy it is to work. And I like that they give you this bag. Makes everything very convenient. So what you're gonna do is take this valve, and you're just gonna plug it in here. And I'm kind of a neat freak, so I wanna make sure I keep the hoses all together, so that way it doesn't drag on the ground. And you push that collar up over it just like that. Now when you're actually inflating your tires, you want to make sure you have your Jeep running because you want to run that when the compressor's on. So once you have them all set up, you just get in here and you turn on. Alright, so once it's done, you're just going to remove these hoses. I'll just pull back. I just like to set them in here again so they're just not on the ground. Alright, one thing that's really cool that Epic has done is they made a purge valve in here. So once you've released all of these tubes off of the tires, you go in here and push it. Just makes it easier to remove.
Okay, so just for fun, we thought we would compare Kara's Kraken system and the ARB twin compressor to my Inflate, which I showed in my most recent trip video, and my Smitty-built compressor. And so we'll start with the initial setup and then go with airing them up. Everything is put away just like it would. Both Jeeps are running. They're both aired down to about 15 PSI. And you ready?
I'm ready, let's do this.
Hang on. That's first initial setup. And not racing, just normal speed. Are you ready?
Normal speed.
Normal speed.
Are we making a timer?
I'm going to start stopwatch. Here we go. Go.
Done.
You done?
Done.
Oh, I got all my tires connected, but I got to connect my air compressor. Let's see. That was a minute 25 seconds for you.
Let me know when you're ready.
I will.
Just waiting on Matt.
All right, done.
Oh, Zach, you can join us.
So a minute 55. So you were
30 seconds.
you're at 25, it's 30 seconds faster than I was.
Yeah.
So
And I wasn't running.
that was pretty good. Okay, so everything is hooked up. Now we're going to turn on our air compressors, monitor them inside, and we're going to 38 psi.
Okay.
Because we're running Milestar Patagonias, so they need to be, you know, at normal street pressure. So 38 psi.
Got it.
Ready?
Go.
Go. I have a feeling she's about to kick my butt on this one.
An added bonus. If you're sitting in the passenger seat, you kind of get a massage.
A few minutes later. A little longer than a few minutes later.
So you're good. A good 3 minutes faster. Oh wait, I don't even have mine put away yet. I still have to put mine away.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. Now we stopped yours when you stopped the timer. So yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Come on.
But the amount of time it would take you to put that up.
Yeah. So clearly the ARB Twin and the Kraken system is quite a bit faster than my setup. So very, very happy with it. It's just such a clean install with everything hidden and out of the way, and just very minimal tubes that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic.
I really like it. And it's super simple and it's easy for me to do.
Yeah, it is.
I
So
don't have to haul things out.
yeah, so props to Epic Adventure Outfitters for creating the Kraken. I think they did a killer job.
Yeah.
And if
And I
you're
like
interested,
octopus.
and
I like octopus.
all right, if you're interested in checking out the Kraken for yourself, go to epic-4wd.com for their website. I think it's fantastic.
I highly recommend.
So, hope this video was helpful. If you would, give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We've got some great stuff coming up.
Yeah, and be sure also to check out our Patreon channel. That's how you can help support us in a financial way. We would really appreciate it.
And we've actually got a new merchandise vendor now, so if you're interested in checking out Ozark Overland Adventure merchandise, go to shopoverlandapparel.com.
Yeah.
We'll
they're
see you
great
next time.
people.
Bye.
Bye.